Hello students, welcome to Social Science online classes. In the last session, we discussed the state legislature. Under this topic, we discussed Vidhana Sabha, that is assembly, qualifications of a legislative assembly, the term of the office, and apart from this, we have also discussed the powers and functions of the legislative assembly and legislative council, that is Vidhana Parishad, we have discussed, and powers and legislative of a council we have discussed. So today in this session we will discuss the state executive. Okay, like the government at the center, the state government also has its own legislative executive wings. Article 153 to 160 deal with the appointment, qualification, powers and functions of the state executive in each state consists of the governor, the chief minister and the council of ministers. Okay, so the state executive in each state consists of the governor, the chief minister and the council of ministers. The governor, the entire executive authority rests with the governor. He is the nominal and constitutional head of the government. Okay. See, the entire executive authority rests with the governor. He is the nominal and constitutional head of the government. The Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the state legislative assembly. Though the governor is the constitutional head, the Council of Ministers with the chief minister as its head is the real executive authority. The governor can exercise his authority either directly or through appointed officials. Now, the appointment of the governor. The governor is appointed by the president on the recommendations of the prime minister and his cabinet. Every state is required to have a governor. Sometimes two or three states can have a single governor. The governor can be transferred from one state to another by the president. The governor has to take an oath of office before the Chief Justice of High Court. See, once again I repeat it. The governor can be transferred from one state to another by the president. Okay, the governor has to take an oath of office before the Chief Justice of the High Court. Now, coming to the next, qualifications of the governor. What are the qualifications of the governor? The qualifications required to become a governor are: he should be a citizen of India, he should not be less than 35 years of age, he should not hold any office under the government, he should not be a member of either parliament or state legislature. Then, if he is a member of either, he should resign from that post when he is appointed as a governor. Okay. Now, the term of office. Okay, the term of the office, salary and requisites. The term of office of the governor is normally 5 years, but he or she holds office during the pleasure of the president. See here, I repeat it once again. Is normally 5 years, but he or she holds office during the pleasure of the president. The president can remove the governor before the expiry of his or her term or can extend his or her term for another 5 years. Okay. The governor can from his post, but no impeachment proceedings against him or her are contemplated in the constitution. Okay. The governor receives salary and allowances as fixed by the parliament and resides at the official residence, that is Raj Bhavan. Okay. His actions cannot be questioned nor can be prosecuted in a court of law. Now, the powers and the functions of the governor. Powers and the functions of governor. Legally, all executive powers belong to governor. However, the chief minister and his council of ministers exercise these powers. Okay. Here are some powers of the governor. First is executive power. The governor is the executive head. According to Article 164 of the Constitution, the governor appoints the chief minister and other ministers on the advice of the chief minister. See here, the governor is the executive head. According to Article 164 of the Constitution, the governor appoints the chief minister and other ministers on the advice of the chief minister. Okay. See, he also appoints the chairman of the State Public Service Commission, the vice chancellors for all the universities in the state and other officials. Okay. The next is legislative powers. The governor has the power. The governor has to send a periodical reports to the president regarding the functioning of the state government. Okay. See here, in the legislative powers, the governor has to send periodical reports to the president regarding the functioning of the state government. The governor has to summon, to postpone or dissolve the assembly on the advice of the chief minister. He also has the power to nominate one person to the assembly and of the members of the legislative council. Okay. He directly rules the state when there is imposition of the president's rule. The governor is a part of a state legislature. He may legislature. The governor nominates one-sixth of the members of the legislative council wherever it exists. Okay. The Anglo-Indian representative in the state assembly is also nominated by the governor. See here, the Anglo-Indian representative in the state assembly is also nominated by the governor. Okay. All the bills passed by the state legislature become laws only with his or his consent. That is, only with the consent of the governor. Only with the consent of the governor, all the bills are passed and it becomes the laws only if he gives the assent. If need, he can forward a bill to the president for the approval also. Next is the financial powers. The permission of the governor is necessary for introducing money bills in the state legislature. See here, the permission of the governor is necessary for introducing money bills in the state legislature. The governor has the power to appoint the state finance commission and planning commission. Okay. The state emergency fund is in his name, and these funds are taken out from it to deal with the emergency situations like drought, floods, earthquakes, and etc. Next is judicial powers. The governor is empowered to pardon, commute, or suspend the sentence of any criminal convicted under the jurisdiction of the state high court on the advice from the state's cabinet or chief minister. See, I repeat it once again. The governor is empowered to pardon, commute, or suspend the sentence of any criminal convicted under the jurisdiction of the state high court on advice from the state's cabinet or the chief minister. However, she or he, that is, however, the governor has no powers to increase the punishments. Okay, then appoints the state advocate general and district judges. The next is discretionary powers. The governor uses his discretionary powers while appointing the chief minister of the state when there is no clear majority. He may also withhold the bill passed by the legislature and send it to the president, recommended to the president to declare emergency in the state, dismiss the cabinet, or dissolve the assembly. He can dissolve the state legislative assembly also. Now the next is State Council of Ministers. Okay. Our constitution provides for a council of ministers with the chief minister as its head. See, our constitution provides a council of ministers and the chief minister is the head of the council of ministers. The council consists of the governor in the administrative matters and is responsible to the legislative assembly. See here, the council consists of the governor in administrative matters and the governor is responsible to the legislative assembly. The council has many functions. Okay, the council assists the governors. Here the council assists the governor in administrative matters and responsible to the legislative assembly. The council has many functions. The first one is it decides the government's policies. It decides the government policies. It prepares the state budget and presents it in the legislature. It advises the governor in matters of appointment of the chairman of the State Public Service Commission, its members and Lokayukta, etc. Each minister has to ensure efficient working of his department. It has to coordinate and supervise the working of the different departments. Next is the chief minister. The chief minister is the head of the state. Success or failure of the government depends on his personality. Chief minister is the head of the council of ministers, the legislature and the leader of the majority party in the government. So here the chief minister is the head of the council of ministers, head of the legislature and he is the leader of the majority party in the government. the chief minister should be a member of any one of the two houses. It means the chief minister should be a member of either the upper house or the lower house. Even those who are not members of either house can become the chief minister. However, he has to become the member of 6 months. Okay. Now the functions and the powers of the chief minister. He prepares the list of ministers and sends it to the governor. He allocates portfolios to the ministers. He can also change the portfolios allotted to the ministers. Then he has the power to remove those ministers who are not loyal to the government and who act against the council of ministers or have criminal record. Here the chief minister has the power to remove the ministers who are not loyal to the government and act against the council of ministers, and also who have a criminal record. He can remove them from the post of the ministership. Okay. Next is, as the head of the government, he plays a very important role in formulation of the policies. The chief minister plays a very important role in framing the policies or forming the policies. As the head of the cabinet, he can summon or postpone its meetings. He has the power to coordinate and supervise the working of all the departments. Okay, he has the power to coordinate and supervise the working departments. He has the power to dissolve the state legislative assembly before expiry of its term. Say before the term is over, he has the power to dissolve the state legislative assembly. He acts as the link between the governor and the council of the ministers. The chief minister acts as the link between the governor and the council of the ministers. Advisor to the governor with regard to nominations to many posts. So dear children, in this chapter we learned in detail the state legislature and the state legislature and the state executive. We have learned in detail. Apart from that, functions of the chief ministers and appointment of the governor, his functions, we have studied in detail. So we'll wind up the session here. In the next session, we'll come up with a new chapter. Thank you and have a good day.